are continuing with our Christmas events here with going back to Dollywood, someplace I wasn't really expecting to come back to, but really excited to see how everything is here. This last April was a fantastic first trip here, but time to enjoy the cooler weather, plus as well the a million lights, and we're here to enjoy the lights, but first we need to go enjoy all the things that the daytime has here to offer when it comes to some of the rides. But first we're going to enjoy the rides during the day. And first up, let's get on Thunderhead. One of the best wooden coasters I've been on. All right, Dollywood, let's see what you got. We've got a lot of great things coming here, like we just came from Winterfest at Kings Island, so let's enjoy this amazing park. So Thunderhead, managed to get a good ride on it. I mean, ended up getting a middle of the train, which if you know me, I'm usually for back row, but for whatever reason, they're like, no row request, which is kind of weird for this park. But hopefully a little bit later you can get a better ride. But overall, things twisty, got some good solid airtime, especially if you're in the back from what I remember in April, but just getting things going. But I think next we're gonna go over to Lightning Rod or see how the line is for that, and see how it's running this morning. Fantastic RMC. Not quite as great of an RMC as I hoped previously leading up to it, but it is still one of my favorites. All right, Lightning Rod, let's go. Love the sound of the train in the background. That's something I love about this park. All right, so just got done with Lightning Rod, and I was kind of flipping back and forth with whether I like this one or Wind Chaser better when it comes to my ranking of RMCs, but that solidifies it. Just the terrain is so cool and incredible. Just the way it goes through the motions, everything. The airtime's pretty strong. It doesn't even warm up a little bit, but you know, we got all day. We'll definitely hit on this a little bit later, so. But I don't know what we're gonna hit up next. We're definitely gonna decide. I will come back to this one later, coming back to Lightning Rod, because that is gonna be an incredible night ride. I never got a night ride on this. I can't imagine that that's not gonna be spectacular, so. But yeah, let's go see what else we can do. I do remember when I came here in April just how skeptical I was of this, but that's incredible. Alright, so last time I did not actually have the chance to get onto Blazing Fury because it was under refurbishment and didn't really know what to expect with it, but you know, it's not super thrilling or anything, but it was a pretty fun little ride. Had some decent effects. You can tell it's pretty dated, but you know, it's charming in its way because it's just such an old attraction. Definitely worth the ride if you haven't ever been on it, and there's no line, which thankfully there wasn't any before. I think we're hitting up Tennessee Tornado next. Alright, so just finished with Tennessee Tornado and rode in the back this time. The first time I've only ridden it in April was in the front, and packed some more of a punch. That first drop keeps going further than I think. Good little roller coaster. Apparently it always runs on one train because it was in April, and I didn't even see the second train this time, but hey, it moved pretty quick. The operations here are pretty good, but yeah, we're gonna see what's up next. Either Fire Chase Express or getting on Wild Eagle. So knock them all out. So got some rides on like Wild Eagle and Big Bear Mountain. Big Bear Mountain in particular, I know I talked about this back in April, but it's surprisingly a phenomenal coaster. Honestly, it's my third favorite in this park after Lightning Rod and Thunderhead. But it is just Such a great little launch coaster. It goes on for a long time. Speaker was broken on it, which whatever, you know. But Erin thankfully got in a different row. She actually got it since she missed out both times last time. But anywho, no, theming's good, and it's just a fun ride. And that's, sometimes it doesn't have to be the most thrilling thing in the world to just be a great coaster, and that's exactly what Big Bear Mountain is. Kind of hanging around there. We're gonna try to get on the train a little bit later before the sun sets, and then that's where the true reason we're here is because I want to see what this place looks like with all the Christmas lights. So let's enjoy this amazing park. All right, just did the drop tower here, and I didn't get to do that last time I was here in April, and it's a good ride. You really hit the brakes last minute, and that's something I learned when going to Kentucky Kingdom for their drop tower there, just how intense that drop is. And that's the best view of any drop tower I've seen. You can clearly see the Smoky Mountains in the distance, and it was just gorgeous until you come plummeting down to earth. But yeah, like I said, enjoy everything, and like I said, we'll wait for that train.
He's waving to you.
All right, finally got on the train, and it's kind of a pain to get onto because it only leaves once an hour and everyone rides it, so it gets packed really fast. You kind of need to be there at minimum 20 minutes before departure, but it's worth it. It is pretty amazing views. The engine is massive, so it was a nice thing. But we're just kind of gonna enjoy the rest of the day while we wait for sunset and all the lights to come on. But I think we're gonna go back over to Lightning Rod really quick before getting some dinner. Alright, as you can see, the sun is starting to go down and the lights are coming alive. It's time to enjoy Dollywood with all the Christmas lights. We're hoping to stay a little bit longer. We were originally going to stay a little bit later, but we got a long ride home back to Cincinnati because we do work tomorrow. It's almost 4 hours, so we're going to enjoy some things. We do like Fire Chaser Express, I couldn't do it earlier. And I definitely want at least one night ride on Lightning Rod before heading out. Plus, of course, let's enjoy these amazing festive Christmas lights.
That the world would be different 'cause you.
I gotta say, Fire Chaser Express at night surprised me on how good of a night ride that is. Obviously, it's not terribly intense, but you know what? It's got more intensity than I thought it would. Those launches, both the out of the station and the reverse launch, had more punch than I thought they would, especially for a really family-friendly ride. But great roller coaster. That was fun. But being up high on the hill as well, and then looking down on the lights, not surprisingly, this park's beautiful during the day and especially at night with all the lights. We're gonna see what else we could do. Probably only got a little bit more time left. Like I said, I'd love to get a night ride on Lightning Rod. So finished off the day actually in Wildwood Grove. Wanted to do Lightning Rod, but ever since we rode it right before sunset, it has not reopened since. So I don't know what's going on with it, but we unfortunately didn't get that night ride, which I really wanted because I figured it would be a really good one. But we did end up in Wildwood Grove, got on a Dragon Flyer, and also last night of the ride, Big Bear Mountain, front row. That's such a good little ride. I'd love to see that, something like that elsewhere, because it's not super filling, but it's just pure fun. And that's what Dollywood really has. The lights here, they're beautiful. It's a gorgeous park. The amount of lights they have here, I don't know how many lights they totally have, but I'm sure it's in the millions, just like Kings Island does. But you know, I like the way that Kings Island maybe is decorated a little bit more Winterfest, but the fact that all the rides are open here pretty much takes the cake. Definitely takes the cake for what I think is a better experience for a winter. But that's not all. We will be having our Christmas events for a monster trip to finish off the year. I've been talking about it all year long, but like what I was saying earlier, we are ending the year in Germany. We are going to be going to Phantasialand and Europa Park along with the Christmas market. It is going to by far be the biggest trip I have been looking for 2 years, and I definitely think that is going to be the best of the winter events, but we'll go see. So, but everyone have a good night. I'll see you all in Germany.